My name is Irene Lewis-McCormick, and you guys have come to a session called the Ultimate Light Dumbbell Workout. I will get myself on that stage just so you can see me a little bit easier. Once we get working, I'm going to give you a few more parameters as well. Now, I know some of you have 2 dumbbells in your hand right now, so you are really, for the purpose of making sure everybody's accommodated, absolutely you can do this workout with 2 dumbbells. It's great. It'll change the quality of the workout a little bit because you're using 2 pieces of equipment and not 1. But this is really designed, this workshop, workout, etc., this class description, to accommodate a lot of people. So that's 1. You want to be able to make sure everybody's included and feels included. And 2, for the purpose of the workshop, anytime you go to a conference setting, you're going to have light loads because, you know, they're bringing in equipment, etc. So it's not typically going to be a real life load setting. But we are really focusing on the muscle endurance component of using a load, and we are also going to be accelerating and decelerating through space. So you'll notice that we'll have movement patterns that are flowing and that are fluid, that may or may not lend itself super well to the size or shape of the dumbbell. It just depends on what you have in your facility because they're not standardized, right? They're different, depends on the company you buy them from. So I want you to realize that our loads are pretty light today. More than likely you'd be using a load that's a little bit heavier than what you're using right now. Ideally you're looking at 8, 10, 12, 15 pounds. And again, like I said, you only need 1. And usually the weight is going to be limited by maybe, 12, 15, I don't know, some of you might have 20-pound loads in your group fitness studio. I'm not talking group classes, that's different. I'm not talking personal training, that's also different. I'm not talking small group training, because that's also different. I am talking group fitness, and you know what I mean by that, because we all work with people that we don't always know, and they just come through the door and you go, hi, how are you? I may or may never see you again, but let's see what we got today, right? So group fitness, there's a lot of unique qualities about leading a class and making sure everybody feels engaged. Now this movement pattern that I've selected for you today does follow a 32 count phrase, but if you're not on the phrase, it's not a deal breaker. It's okay. Some of the movements I'm going to teach you may not follow the 32 count phrase perfectly, especially if you have a load that's heavy. You may not be able to stay married to the 32 count phrase, but most of the classes that use music, and I teach at the college level. I teach at Drake University in Des Moines, Iowa, physiology department. I'm in Kines. Anybody know the blue oval? Track and field? Come on, people. You know what I mean, right? So, yeah, thanks. There we go. There it is. I was soliciting that, I suppose. So a lot of my students are not learning how to utilize the 32 count phrase. They just aren't learning it, and or they're not feeling like maybe it's important. But I want you to know something. Most of the sessions, courses, workshops that you go to at a conference level, the educators, male, female, senior, veteran, whatever they've been doing for how long, they're using the 32 count phrase. I have news for you. It creates flow. People are attached to it. It's really important. If it's not something you're familiar with, I just want you to realize that's what makes the connection between the participants and the music really work. So you'll notice that when we do our work together, okay? So we're going to get started here in just a minute. I want you to realize one thing. This is a patterned floor. What does that mean? That means you're going to step on the dumbbell and not know that you're going to step on the dumbbell. So what I'll do is the warm-up will be relatively stationary. There'll be some movement that's dynamic. My main goal is, obviously you're going to experience a physiological adjustment. We're going to start creating a little more chaos in our body as soon as we get moving here, right? Yeah, but you're not really here for a workout. You're here to take stuff away so that you can actually take these exercises, if you want to utilize them, Monday morning ready, right? So I want you to pay attention with me to some of the movement patterns, and that's what I'm going to do right now, is just take you through some of the patterns so that when you walk away and decide that's something you want to do, you'll have a better familiarity of them, because I'm not a DVD. You don't want to just push play and do the workout and walk away, because you know how people, if they're not engaged, they don't necessarily learn it. And I want you to walk away and learn it if you want to. All right? So let's start with a few movement patterns. You only need 1 dumbbell. Is there one for me? I could really use one. If I don't have one, I can fake it. I can fake it. But before I fake it, can I borrow yours? Okay. I'm going to tell you just a few things about the dumbbell. And I want you to realize too, I also do a workshop that's called the Ultimate Light Kettlebell Workshop. And it's very similar in movement pattern selection, but you're obviously working with a different tool. So sometimes I have people that say we don't have kettlebells in our facility because I'm talking light kettlebells. I'm not talking hard kettlebell training, or right now I'm not talking hard dumbbell training. I'm talking soft techniques. Soft techniques are those in which we use with regular consumers, okay? So that's just people that are like, I just want to get skinny. I don't know, can I just come to your fitness class and just lose some weight? Yes, you can. And that's what I'm going to teach you. I'm going to give you a bunch of different movement patterns to keep you engaged and inspired and entertained while you do your workout today. So these dumbbells are, they have like a hexagon shape or something, so you can actually put them on the ground, making sure that you put them on one of these borders, and that way if you load down into them, you can utilize that as a technique, especially for people with some wrist issues. So I want you to realize that. The dumbbells are always going to be different depending on the company or the brand, so be aware of that when you're choosing movement patterns for your participants. Keep in mind that you want a lot of variety in the movement patterns, and as an instructor or a coach or a trainer, I want you to think about what you're choosing. So I always tell my participants in my classes and my sessions, think like a scientist, talk like a consumer. So I need you to go, okay, this is a frontal plane move and we're going to transition into the sagittal plane. Okay, I just did 2 frontal plane exercises in a row. I probably need to teach a sagittal plane move right now. You know what I mean? But you wouldn't cue that because no one would know what you're talking about. And you know what's probably even more? They don't care. They don't. They just want to make sure the workout is safe and effective and that they're sweating and they're burning calories and all that stuff. So with that in mind, of course, we want to make sure that people are having a good, safe workout. So I'm going to have you put the dumbbell, down on the ground, right in between your feet, and you'll just step slightly back. So when you're executing the class, especially during the warm-up, that's basically how you want the dumbbell to be placed so that people don't step on them. And obviously you're probably not going to have a floor surface like this, but on this carpeted floor surface, be aware of the fact that there's a lot for your eye to be drawn to, and I don't want you stepping on the equipment, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is hinge. So I need you to make some hand sandwiches with me. So you're going to keep your spine in extension. You can have a soft knee or you can have a straight knee. It doesn't matter to me what exercise you do, but this is a hinge. So you can see my back is in extension, and then come on up. So when your back is in extension and you hinge cleanly, can you feel the hand sandwich? You feel it? Okay. Now I want you to flex your spine. No hand sandwich. So I cue my participants hand sandwiches, and if you're new to my class, you'll be like, are we eating? Is there going to be food here? But if you have come to my class, you'll go, oh yeah, hand sandwich. So they've learned that cue with me. So make sure in the lower body exercises that we do, which there are a lot of, I want hand sandwiches. Everybody get it? All right, in our sagittal plane and our frontal plane lunges. So let's just move side to side. We're going to warm up just a teeny bit. I'm going to take you through a few of the moves, then I'll turn the music on and we'll get moving here. So I need toes and knees externally rotated, just a pinch. Load into those feet. So as we move side to side, a lot of people tend to lift up, don't they? Or if their feet are parallel to one another, they'll load onto the inside edge of their foot. No, I don't want that. And I have to cue specifically what I want, and so do you. Tell them what you want. Most people will be happy to give it to you if you tell them what you want. The next thing I want you to realize about this plane of motion in particular is you're going to get a lot of uncontrolled rotation. See that? So I don't want this. You know what I want? I want it right here through the hips. I need you to push into the gluteus medius and stabilize your core. So I need deep core contractions. Most people think core, yeah, I'm going to lose weight right in my core. No, that's your diet. Your core is deep muscles, your TVA, the quadratus, the obliques working together with the fascia. That's your core. So does that make sense? See how I'm really square here? Like an athlete. I'm not rotating into this. So make sure you stabilize that spine. When we lunge, I'm going to turn sideways. You're more than welcome to join me, but I just want to show you from the side. I need you to make sure you chase that plank. So you're going to drop down, your ear will come over your shoulder will come over your hip, and your knee will be underneath. A lot of women will do this. Watch my femur. Okay, they have no idea that they're out of alignment, and what's more is they're putting more stress in their knee joint than in their glutes. That's not what you want from a lunge. So if you want the result from a lunge, you got to get into the right position. From here, you load up. So that's called a bottom to the top lunge, and that's what it should look like. If it bothers your knee, don't go so deep. Decrease the range of motion. That's all you have to do. That's the strategy. And a lot of people are like, well, I'll just, take my foot out of the right position and step slightly back. And they do it because they think the bigger the move is, the more calories they're going to burn. That darn Fitbit, man, bums me sometimes. All right, squats. I teach the prep course for the CSCS exam. So I have to teach Olympic lifts to my students. And yeah, when we're loading really heavy, we have to externally the feet and toes have to turn slightly out because you've got load on your back. In a group fitness class, you rarely will have so much load that you need to do this with your feet, okay? Functional application. Any of you shop at Walmart? Okay, how many people walk like this? And then what's worse? This. Okay, so why in the heck would I teach them to do this in a fitness class when I'm trying to get them here? Does that make sense? Okay, so functionally, I want you to ask people to keep their feet in the sagittal plane. I don't want rotation. I want sagittal plane, and what that means to them, north and south. Feet are north and south, not south by southwest. And they usually go, oh, okay, hand sandwiches, south, north and south, got it. So remember, I'm thinking like a scientist, but I'm talking like a consumer, and that is how you get people into the right positions. So load down into that squat. Go as deep as you can without losing your pelvic control. So I watch people a lot. They get super, super deep here and they go down and their pelvis goes boop, just like that. They lose pelvic control. It's a posterior pelvic tilt. So if you're seeing that, ask them to decrease the range of motion, or they can open up their base of support. Those are two options that you have for people. Because remember, they don't understand the implication of that. They don't understand they're losing the control of their pelvic floor. And as a woman, that's a big deal. As a male, that's a big deal. Okay, it's a big deal for all of us. Upper body, pushes and pulls. There's no difference biomechanically. See, look, see glenohumeral control, neutral hand position, glenohumeral control. The only difference between them is where the load is coming from. So if it's a pull, the load might be coming in the front or from the bottom up. If it's a push, the load might be coming from the top down, right? But the movement pattern in the shoulder joint is really the same. So you're looking for scapular depression, you're looking for spinal extension, and when I say spinal extension, I mean the neck too, because you know how people do stuff in their heads like this, and they don't realize that it's important. Because as humans, we have a desire to see, and so we want to look down and see what's happening between our legs when we're doing planks and push-ups and stuff. I got news for you. There ain't nothing going on down here. This is all just nothing happening here. So just keep those eyes up. You don't need to see. Nothing to see, people. All right. So let's go ahead and take it into a squat. And how you can standardize this is, I want you to load heavy in the heels, tension in the glutes, slight pinch in the shoulder blade, chin level with the floor. That is probably going to get most consumers into a position that's good, right? They'll be like, oh, tension in my glutes, okay, pinch in my shoulder blades. And then with the hands, I will ask people just bring their elbows to the top of their thigh, and that will usually standardize the movement. Yeah, that's it. That's basically it. And then we can take the dumbbell and we can bring it in between our legs, and like do a clean, or we can bring it higher, and then I can add a knee lift, and I can add a curtsy lunge, take it out of that range of motion. Different plane, right? But no matter what I do with any of the moves I just showed you right there, they're not doing this right. They don't really have any business doing this. See what I mean? So it's kind of prerequisite, making sure that they are doing it correctly. In the frontal plane, let's reach for the shin. You're gonna have a desire to rotate, but I want you to load heavy into the hip. And then you're gonna pull up, and then slightly back. So that's just called a lateral lunge with a high pull. That's it. And you wanna make sure toes and knees are tracking. So you might have a little bit of external rotation here, but you don't want a ton. And you want organization. People don't organize their body. They just kind of and hope it works. Dear God, please help this plank works for me. Thank you. You don't have to pray, you can plan. And it's our job to make sure people understand what are the expectations. Those are the expectations. Okay, here's a sagittal plane movement pattern. This is a low row. So you're gonna keep your back leg straight. That's gonna be really hard for people. I'm turning to the side just because I want you to be able to see my body, but you're more than welcome to turn to the side too. I just want you to realize that's why I'm doing that. So the front knee will be flexed over the ankle. Your back heel is up. Load is in the ball of your foot. Hinge, because you still have that hand sandwich, right? Hands come out in front of your shins. The weight will be in either hand because there's both, you can do it both ways, and then from here you're gonna pull. So again, the load isn't super heavy in the upper body there. The work comes from the stability that you have to create in the lower body because the loads aren't that heavy. I mean, they're really not. What do you got, 12 pounds in your hand? Do any of you have dogs or cats? Anybody? Okay, do you buy dog food? Do you ever go to PetSmart or whatever? There you go. So I guarantee you carry more than 12 pounds around. Any of you have a purse or a backpack? You carry more than 12 pounds around. So people are really uninclined, but that particular exercise is definitely the one. I have like a filler move, I'm just gonna teach it to you. It's just a weight shift. And what people will do here is they'll get kind of lazy and you'll start to see a little bit of dynamic valgus. Do you see that? Okay, so I don't want that. I need you to engage. So keep load in the glutes, just a little hinge at the knee joint, and then I'll do different things with my hands to keep the body active. Good. So this is a filler move, and I'll use movements like this just so I can get people to keep moving while I'm explaining something that I need to explain. Because in group exercise, we don't have the luxury of stopping and talking. We have to keep everybody moving, otherwise they don't understand and they get kind of upset about that. Okay, good? Makes sense? On the floor, we're gonna plank. This is the last two things I'll talk about with you, and then we'll move into the workout. Hand plank, fingers spread. You want the L like a little loser right here. Got it? Now I know these are silly, these things I'm telling you, but people remember them. They do. So that's what I want, is that little L right here with your index finger and your thumb. Like you're gonna twist open a jar, but don't actually twist your hand. So you've got that engagement. Look at my scapula when I do that. See that? Depression and retraction. And I need that muscular engagement. I don't want to hang out in my shoulder joint, literally. I've got to get people to engage. So when you're down in your hand plank, that's what you're looking for. Butt is level with the floor. And what happens, you guys, you know how people shift their butt like back? If you draw an imaginary line between your thumbs and you put your sternum over that line, your butt will not be in the air. So draw the imaginary line and ask them to put their chest right over that line, and most people will get themselves into the right position because they're trying to compensate for a difficult pattern, and that's why their butts go up. And then another strategy is one knee down, one or both. Try one first and then go to two, because one is a little bit more challenging. You still have a lot of load. Now, typically a full hand plank is going to be about the thoracic vertebrae and the shoulder joint. A forearm plank is about the lumbar spine. So you have two different movement patterns when you're looking at a forearm plank versus a full hand plank. One is not necessarily a regression of the other. They really are two different moves, and they deal with two separate parts of your spine, which translates to meaning that they're dealing with the core in different ways. So when you're in forearm plank, the hand choices are fist, blade, or prone. Fist, blade, or prone. You'll notice I never gave you this option. Please God, help me get, that's what this is, okay? So I'm not opposed to having the hands come together, but what's happening here is people do this as a desire to create stability from here, and not necessarily here. And what do you want? You want here. I know you do, because I do too. So it's really tempting for people to kind of, and you see it in the media all the time. I see it constantly on Google and in ads and in Lululemon ads and da-da-da. I'm just like, they're doing it wrong. They're doing the plank pose wrong. Why are they doing it like that? Because it's the path of least resistance. Again, it's not really wrong. It's my interpretation, so it doesn't mean I'm right, but I think I'm right. That's what's important. Okay, so it just depends on what you can argue, right? Depends on what you can argue. So that's kind of my perspective on that one. All right, you guys ready to try this workout? So we'll warm up and we'll go through some planes of motion and then we'll start picking up the loads. And again, they're not super heavy. Just be aware of what's on the floor around you. There's not a lot of movement, but there'll be a little bit of movement for you to be aware of. And these again can be utilized either in a circuit format, you can do this in an interval, or if you want to do a standalone class that's entirely just dumbbells, you could do it too. It just depends on how much material you have, how long your class is, and who your people are. Good? All right. Let me turn some music on for you. Have you had a good day so far? Good, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're here with me. Thank you for spending some time with me. Let me get this one started. Restart. All right, let's stand with those feet wider than the hips. Make sure your toes and knees go forward. Really tall extended spine. I need some tension right here in that abdominal wall, and you're just gonna sit that tailbone down. You're gonna go down and up. Now I'm looking to make sure that those legs are in the right position so that when you drop that tailbone, your femurs or your thighs don't go in. You know, we don't do that, but people do that and they don't know, you guys. This is called dynamic valgus. No, we don't want that. So if you need to turn your toes slightly out, you could do that. Or ideally you want to go toes and feet forward and back in the sagittal plane, north and south. So here we go. Those arms are going to come. Clasp your hands in front of your sternum. Down and up. As you rise up, I want you to be patient at the top. Give me a little tension in the glutes. Down and up. Now, if it's right for you, I want you to bring those arms above your head. Now, frame your head between your biceps, but don't pop that shoulder, those rib cages, okay? So don't let that lumbar curve become exacerbated by not controlling. I need you to hide your ribs, all right? Nice. So it's down and up. Here it is. I'll get ya. You got 4 more to go. 3 more to go. You got 2. Give me length of the lats. 1. Bring those hands all the way down. Just step side to side. The toes will come slightly out. This is your frontal plane lunge. Hands can come to your thighs, but I need engagement right here. Try not to let that body move. Not that this is bad, but it's not what I want. Do you tell your people what you want? You have to tell them what you want. They'll do it. They'll be like, oh, okay. Just tell them what you want. They'll do what you want. All right, here we go. We're gonna reach down and pull. So now this is just half a lunge. Reach for your shin. Come to the front. You're gonna pull that elbow back. 2 to go. Keep this hand light and loose. Let's switch to the other side. Here we go. Down and up. So make sure you've got space between those feet that's wide enough, and you pull at the top. That's what I'm looking for right now. Keep that elbow level with the shoulder. You got 2 to go. 1 more, and I'm gonna bring you back to the center. We're gonna squat, down and up. Now we're gonna do a movement, it's called a liberty. Okay, so you're gonna pull your right knee and your right knee only straight up, connecting your foot to your inside knee. So I don't want you to rotate, so don't think kickboxing here, okay? I want you to think cheerleading. That's what I want. That's the move. 2 to go. Keep that foot down, load down, rise up. Load down, rise up. 2 to go. Okay, let's try the left knee this time. So down and up, here it is. Down and up, down, up. So you've got plantar flexion at the ankle joint, yeah? Plantar flexion, dorsiflexion. Plantar flexion, dorsiflexion. Yeah! Of course I'm saying it to you that way. To my people, my consumer base, I'd be like, point and flex your foot. And they'd be like, okay. Let's just try 4 more of these. Are you getting a little warmer? 2 to go. 1 more. Let's load down and hold right there, side to side. Okay, we're gonna grab the weight now and start working a little bit harder. How much time do I have? What time is it right now? Okay, so I have 10 minutes left? 24 minutes? Oh, it's 12:24. I have a little more time. I'm gonna increase the volume of the music in just a second, okay? So you guys, this is called just a clean So the load is in front of your body. Make sure you've got weight in those heels. You've got a nice hand sandwich going, and as the weight comes down, you're not bowing the knees out to accommodate them. See that? See if my feet are too close together? See, I have to do that? People do that. So your cue would be step wider. You have to tell them, because they don't know. Okay, here comes that right knee, it's coming up. So it's gonna come up and those arms can come up too. You can either bring that right knee up with the arms above your head, or you can bring it right in front of your chest, just depending on what your shoulders will allow. It's 8, 7, 6, 5. Now remember, don't lunge into this. It's a squat. It's a squat. You got 4, 3, 2. You have one more new move. Hold on to it right here. Okay, now you're gonna bring it around. This is called a curtsy squat. I need you to bind right here. Okay, ready to come into the top? Let's try it. All the way down, all the way up, and then all the way down. We'll put it together. Down, up, sweep, up, down, up, sweep, up. Now this may come off the 32 count. It's a little bit quick, right? It just depends on how heavy your load is and who you're working with. Let's try 2 more chances for glory. 1 more, watch that knee. Come back to the center, give me a clean. You got 8, 7, engage the glutes at the top. Don't let that rib cage pop. That's it, you got 4 to go. 3 more. Last 2, here comes the left knee coming up. Down and up, connected. That's it. So this is the liberty. That's it, stay with me on this. 4 more, 3 to go, 2, hang out at the top. And if you lost it, come on back up. Let's sweep to the other side. Remember, you want that bind right here. Bring it up. Try it one more time. Come back to the center. Here we go. Up. Now this gets quick right here. You look good. Remember, I need you to hinge right here. Hinge. So not only do you step back in the transverse plane, but you got to give me that hinge and lower that knee to the floor. You got one more chance here. Down, up. Come back to the center, right there. Nice. You got it. Let's put that dumbbell down in front of that foot. Step wide, and let's just go side to side. So we're flexing both knees, yeah? Yeah. We're gonna only flex one and come all the way back up to the top. Good? Reach, but try not to rotate. We're gonna reach, and then we're gonna pull, grab, and pull. Now you don't have to bring the weight all the way down, just to the shin. I like it if you can give me this arm right here with the shoulder joint engaged and keep the arm really purposeful. If holding it up here isn't right for your body, just hold it down here. You got it. Let's try 4 more. 3, 2 to go. Now if you want, you can give me abduction of this leg. Abduct. You'll have to balance with that. Make sure you don't pull too big up here at the top. Remember, these movement patterns are possible because these loads are light. Stay low. Put it down. 2 to go. Last one. And finish. Let's just switch to the other side. I'm just gonna step over. Down and up. Reach. So you know what the expectation is now. Remember, you're lunging other way. Stay square in that frontal plane. When you're ready, you guys, grab that load and start pulling. Check your feet right now. As you're standing with your feet parallel to one another, Imagine that you're standing on a white line on a basketball court or a field, and that's how specific your foot placement is, okay? You got 8, 7, 6. Try to stay connected to that arm. Be aware of this arm. It doesn't have to be high, it can be low. Give me abduction. There it is. If it's right for you, that's the time to do it. Push with your heel. Push with your heel. You got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. That weight comes down right by your foot. So we're going to drop down and up in our suitcase squat. We'll grab onto the weight with this hand, our right hand, and we'll come up. When you're ready, go ahead and grab that weight. And then we're going to set it up. Here we go. Down, up. This arm has to be purposeful and engaged. If it's not, this is what you're going to get. Or this. Or you're going to get like, my Fitbit says I'm getting skinny, so I must be. No, you're not. Right? All right, hang out with me right here. I want you to just give me a little flip. Okay, so you're going to rack that weight. Let's try it. Down, load, there. Here we go. Down, load, then bring it down. Try it again. There's a little bit of rhythm there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, ready? If it's right for you, I want you to add that overhead press. Press. Now this squat is with a bicep curl, which is a little bit harder. Watch the witha. See it? I'm going to teach you the difference between a witha and a tua. Always teach the tua, then you teach the witha. What's she talking about? I'll show you. Last one. And finish. Okay, this is a suitcase squat with a tua bicep curl. Got it? So you'll know the difference. So down and up, other hand. Go ahead and switch sides. Check those feet in alignment. Here's the deal with most of our people, you guys. They are awesome the first 15 minutes of class. It's what happens the last 30 that I'm interested in. That's what I'm interested in, okay? So the more engaged they can be, no matter what, their fatigue level, that's called a standard. So suitcase squat to a bicep curl. This just so happens to be a hammer curl in 3, 2, 1. Suitcase squat to a hammer curl. Got it? Tua. See how now I'm pretty sure you understand the biomechanics of each move to a bicep curl. Let's try a couple more. To a bicep curl, suitcase squat. Okay, now we're going to try suitcase squat with the biceps curl. See the difference? This is a slightly different move than what I taught you on this side, but I just want to make sure you understand the witha and the tua concept. Really important that you get that, because that's progressions of teaching. You got 4 more here, 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more. Okay, let's go. Suitcase squat to a rack. Let's try it again. I'm a little off my music. Are you ready to try it with me? I'm ready. Down, up, press, here, down. So I have that reverse curl right there with a. So even though it doesn't seem like it, this is a really advanced move. This is a really advanced move because the biomechanics have to be a certain way. So don't just bust this one out. Make sure they understand each piece and then put it together. Remember, we need to entertain them, but not that much. As you press overhead, keep your hand neutral. Try to get that bicep aligned with that ear. You got 4 to go. 4. 3. Make sure you got the connection with that other arm. 2. 1 more. Da, da, da. Look at that power pose right there. Yeah! Okay, frontal plane. Here we go. Sagittal plane, excuse me. Step back. I'm gonna turn to the side, and you're gonna bring your body down into this runner's lunge. Put the weight or the dumbbell right on the inside of your foot. Make sure you've got alignment of the knee over the back ankle. Now I'm gonna ask you to load into the front glute and hamstring. It's a pretty tough move because I want a long extended leg and back. Lean into this. Hands right in front of your shins. Hooray! Grab that weight. Here we go. Now the rep count here is up to you. We're gonna do 8 and we're gonna add in a plank press. You got 4, 3. Are you on your back forefoot? Is your foot in the sagittal plane? That's what I want. Put it down. Both hands down. Find that plank. Fingers spread. Draw that imaginary line between your thumbs. Hang on to the tension here. Keep that chin slightly lifted. Are your hips level with your shoulders? Step in with the other foot. If that soft tissue range of motion is hard for you, look at my face. I don't care. No, I do care, but I need you to work on it, okay? And over time, you'll get it. Flexibility and soft tissue range of motion is a big deal. Set it up. Grab and pull. You got it. Now, if you want a little more stability, check my back foot. See how it's that way as opposed to right here, okay? So if you've got people who need a little more stability, if you've got somebody with a low back issue, an option would be for them to come up here. Keep in mind though, I need that torso relatively level over the floor. 2 and 1. Bring that weight down, hands down, find that plank. This is called a plank punch. Here, 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 here. Now your hips are gonna go like this. But I don't want that. So give me some tight glutes, you guys. You don't squeeze them, nobody else will. That's right. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, bring those feet in narrow. Jump it in and sit like a catcher. Pain-free for you, I hope. Let's try it again. Hands down on the inside of your feet. Jump or step back. Give me a push-up. Bring those feet in and catch it. We got 4 of those at real time. Boom, boom, boom. That's 1. Boom, boom, boom. Jump in, that's 2. Boom, boom, boom. Jump in, that's 3. I got 1 more high intensity effort. Yeah, come on up. Grab that load. Nice job, yeah? All right. Here's a snatch. I'm gonna have to have you give me a single arm deadlift first. Remember, this is a tua, not a witha, because that's the progression in which you teach it. This arm is extended, the shoulder joint is engaged. I'm gonna ask for a little softness at the knee. Keep in mind this range of motion is pretty quick, so you're not gonna be able to go all the way down. Straight extended spine. Now, slow motion, we're gonna pull the weight up, down, lift, overhead, reverse it down, lift, overhead, reverse it down. Let's try that. Down, lift, all the way down, be patient. Down, lift, all the way down, be patient. 2 more times. Boom. See how my arms look like an L? Yes, last one. Boom, boom, all the way here. So do you see how I changed the position down? I went from here to here to here. Let's try 8 of those. Set it up, straight extended spine, wait for the music. 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. Here, down, up, up, down, down. 2 to go. Last one. Nice. All right, coming down, tap. Now for a lot of people, this is enough. This is enough. All right? For others, they may not be aware of that tiny little weight. So you might want to come back. Okay? For others, that's good. For some, this is what they can do. Okay, off the top of the weight, just slightly behind it, kind of visually using it as a marker. For others, it's going to be right over the top. So don't teach it right away, right from here. Give people options. Don't use the word modifications, okay? It's 2017, you guys. Options. Stay with it. This would be a good time for like a timed interval or some sort of HIIT protocol. Okay, that works really well here. Another option for a HIIT protocol here would be go ahead and step back and give me this transverse plane movement. Now, hang your foot in the air instead of touching. Okay, for some people this is good. For others, boom. Stay with that, you got about 15 more seconds. If you can touch the weight, I would love that. Try about 6 more reps. And finish. Awesome. That is a great way to get some of the exercises using the dumbbell incorporated into intervals and circuits. Easy. Oh gosh, so easy too. All right, we're coming down. Hands and knees. This is a really nice exercise, especially for core stability, for people who may not be able to do some of the other challenging core exercises. Weight is in one hand, opposite leg is behind me, my spine is extended. This is quadruped, right? So that leg is going to stay down. I'm going to bring my humerus to the side of my torso, and I'm going to focus on a tricep extension. So make sure you don't have a bicep curl here. Keep the load up behind you. Now if it's right for you, without tilting the pelvis, bring your back leg up. You've got 4, 3, hang on to that tight glute. Now that weight comes down right in front of your body at your sternum. Forearm plank right here. And you're gonna bring knee to elbow. You might have a little bit of rotation. Now this is a little bit quick. Think of this as your runner. But I need those butts down. You only have about 8 to go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back up to that hands and knee position. Okay, you've got the other leg behind you. Remember, teach it like this. Don't go straight to here. Some people will go straight to there, but a lot of people need you to show them how to get there. That's why they're in your class. So you got tricep press, leg up behind you. Try to keep tension in the glute. Keep that arm extended. You got 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time we bring the weight down. It's a full hand plank, and you're gonna go elbow to knee. So this is an atomic mountain climber. Remember, you don't run up mountains, right? So it's gonna be slow. You don't run up mountains, it's gonna be slow. You got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. All right. 2 dumbbells for a bicep curl. Let's just pretend, and let me tell you why, and then we'll move on. Because a biceps curl is a pretty basic move, yeah? But I like being on the knees because it takes out the need to stabilize the low back as much, and then people can put a lot more time under tension in the biceps muscle. So you might get a little more bang for your buck here. And if this weight is heavy enough, you can do single arm movements, and that's really nice. So nothing real special, but why I'm doing it is what I wanted you to know. All right, so let's bring that one down. Let's try another kneeling lateral raise. Same concept. Again, just a different way to teach movements that are very functional and can be really helpful. Just remember, you're looking for this. So nothing higher, and having one weight loaded and one hand unloaded can be really helpful for people to realize the imbalance. This is an ipsilateral move too, so they get a little more core engagement. Okay? Awesome. Come on down on your hips. So we're gonna get our heels out. This is just a take on a Russian twist. Hang on to the weight right in front of your sternum. Follow the weight with your eyes. Come back to the center. Follow the weight. Come back to the center. It goes 1, 2, 3. So this is not a fast move, but I need your toes up. Please keep tension in your quads. Here's the progression. Extend one knee, keep rotating. It's not fast. Now drop that foot and extend the other knee. Drop that foot and extend the other knee. I'm looking for tension in the quad. Okay, be sure to stop at the center. 1, 2, you have 2 to go. 2, and put both feet down, finish the set. You got 8, center, 7, center. See how I'm building on the intensity? So it's not about fancy, entertaining choreography. It's just about using the muscle and getting it fatigued and then moving in for the kill. That's what it's about. Doesn't have to be that fancy. Nice job. All right, here's another one. This might be a little more challenging for some people, but let's see how you feel about it. I like it, but it's not going to be perfect for everyone. So it's back line. I got a lot going on here. Watch. I'll do that. All right, so you're going to lie supine. Legs are going to come up. This is just a single arm dumbbell reach. Did you see me doing that one? Okay. Now, if it's right for your body, as you reach the weight up towards your foot, let the other leg come down in a split. And then bring both feet up as the weight comes back to your sternum. And then the other leg goes down as you reach for your foot. I'll show you. It's kind of a coordination effort, by the way. It's a little different than what you think. So it goes like this. It's kind of hard just to organize it. That's what that movement's all about, right? You got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Go ahead and bring those feet down. Let's go to side plank. Just a couple more for you here. So, top leg in front. And this is how I help people understand that, because I'll walk the room and I'll get a lot of this. A lot of that. So I go like this, and they go like that. This is the foundational move. If you want to earn the progression and go here, great. But most people don't do a real good job here for very long. So start them here, and then if they want to go here, so here it is, elbow underneath your shoulder, hand on your hip, not on the ground, on your hip. Let's get the plank down, then we'll add some fun to it. You're going to lift and lower. That's it. If they aren't doing this, they don't need to be doing anything else. All right, so this is the foundational move. Here's your feet. Yep, so that's the foundational move. Remember, you guys, you're the leader. Not because you're important, but because you're the leader, you're important. So do what you need to do to accommodate them, not you. Because you may be rock star status right here, but nobody cares about you. They don't. They care about them. So meet them where they are and then show them some challenges. You looked awesome on that one, by the way. All right, here it is. Weight goes to your hip. So you're going to go up, pull, lift, bring it to your shoulder, and then back to your hip and then down. Bring it to your shoulder first. Lift, shoulder. Press from there, here, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hi, Kelly. Yes. Be patient right there. We're going to add something in. Last one. Lift here. Press from the shoulder. Back down. Bring that foot behind. Try it like that. It changes the quality of the movement. Switch. Try it just one more time. So where your foot is in front or back changes it just a little bit. Yeah? Do you want to try the other side? You're like, okay, we'll just try the other side. See what it feels like. Set up the side plank first. Elbow under shoulder. Make sure you've got that heel-toe connection. That's called your kinetic connection. And then from there, let's try it without the load. Just lift down and up. It's just up and down. You should be able to see, if you were to look straight down, the connection between your heel and toe. If you can't, make some adjustments to that alignment. Okay, let's grab that weight. This time it's just gonna go on your hip and you'll just lift up and down. Just stabilize that. Good. One more. Okay, stack those feet. Lift up and down. Just a progression. Easy move right there. Make sure they earn it. Heads lifted. Okay, third progression. Hold that top leg up. Dorsiflex that ankle. Here we go. 4, 3, 2. Hold that leg stable. And 1. So simple way to just load the side plank and change the position of the feet. Good? Yes. All right. How you guys doing? Awesome. I think my time is almost up, so I want to see if I can ask any questions or answer any questions for you. Yes.
Side lunge, no rotation.
Yeah. So I would discourage, because what people want to do is they want to rotate into the move. It's not wrong to rotate into the move. It's not what I want. Okay? What I'm looking for, and why it's not what I want, why is it not what she wants? Because I'm looking for load right here in the glute medius. And so people rotate into it because it's the path of least resistance, and usually other things happen biomechanically. So yes, that's what I'm looking for, and that's why I teach this first. And that foot alignment is super important. Yeah, so you're pretty square. Are you gonna have a teeny bit of rotation? Probably, but a lot? No. So push into that hip. See the smile on my face? And then from there, you're gonna reach and then you pull. And that's what, it's a really complex move actually. It's really not that easy to do. Do you remember the tua and the witha? Okay, so tua is if I were to do a bicep curl and then a squat, is that a tua or a witha? It's a tua, isn't it? Bicep curl and then a squat. But if I were to do, oh my God, did you hear what I just said? I knew I did that, so just so you know. So squat with a bicep curl is a much more complex pattern than a squat tua. So if you don't walk away from this workshop remembering anything, I want you to remember that, because that is how you progress movement. Tua first, witha second. Unless the movement is super, super easy, which ideally, if you're breaking it down foundationally, it's going to be complex because most people need repetition and they need more precision in their movements. Most people aren't as good as you are. They're just not. You guys enjoy that? I hope that you did. It was just a sample. I'm so grateful for your time. Yay! Thank you for coming. Have a great rest of the day.